Okay, so now I'm going to deal with some missing files. And to start, I'm going to make sure I'm in my library and I don't have any songs checkmarked. Quickest way to do that is click check all and then check it again so that nothing is checked. And then under the menu here, click tools and this item right here, checkmark all online songs whose files are missing. It's going to run a scan. You can watch it down here. And it's just going to find any entry on the list whose file is not there, and it'll place a check mark. Okay, with that done, it found 24 missing songs, and they're all Tchaikovsky. I take a look at it. If I try to play it, I should get an error because the file is missing. I could click find and then browse to the file, and I moved it into classical. So it's now classical Tchaikovsky. And basically that would work fine if I had 1, 2, 3, maybe an album worth of songs missing. But if I had a lot of missing songs, or maybe my entire library is missing, or huge chunks of it because I've renamed directories, there is kind of a workaround to a faster way of fixing these. So let's go that route. First I'll close that. If I'm worried about where this is in the list, see right now its number is 3499. It's right after Tangerine Dream. It's probably just got put in there alphabetically, so I don't really care where it is in the list. But let's just say that I did care. Just make a note of this number, 3499, and just kind of remember it or write it down. Okay, with all of these songs checkmarked, I'm going to drag them into the trash. And I'm going to say, no, I do not want to delete the audio files. I only want to remove the entries from the library. Not that it would make a difference because it doesn't know where the files are to delete them anyway. Now the Save Library button is turned red, indicating that there's changes that have not been saved. Very important, do not save the library yet. Alright, click Add Music. And we'll go to Music, and I could just click Music, and I know it's in here somewhere, and it would find it eventually, and it would skip over all the songs I already have, so that's not a problem. But to make the search go faster, I'll narrow it down. I know it's in classical, and I know it's in Tchaikovsky. So click Add. It's done. It's added the music. It wants to know whether or not I can save. Say no. Very important. Do not save the library yet. Go to the bottom of the list. Our new song should be there. Okay. Now they're here, and it was able to get well, it kind of, we've lost our genre. It's now altern rock rather than classical. It did get the artist correct, and I don't believe the album is, it's just called Disc 1. I guess I didn't really have an album name for it. Some of this might have been from just guessing, and some of it might have been through looking at the ID3 tag. But I don't really feel like, fixing this, especially if my entire library got messed up this way. So the fact that I have not saved my library yet helps me out. So if I go to Library, Tools, and then this option right here, sync song data from another library file. Now normally that's to use when you have another library that uses the same kind of music, or exactly the same music but in a different place. In this case I only have one library file, which I can see right down here, the name of it, mymusic.sml. But there's the important fact is that the information about those songs is in that file. it's not in memory anymore, but it's in that file. So I'll go ahead and sync what's in memory with what's in that file. And you can see that this will take a while, which is why it's not the fastest way of doing it if you only have a small handful of songs that need to be found. Okay, with that done, we can close the tool. We can see that it put the genre back, and if anything else had been changed, if we changed the name of the album or whatever, then that would be back. If we didn't care where it went, we could be happy with it being at the end of the list, but let's say I want to put it back where it was. So we'll check mark all the songs. Remember to do that. Check mark the first one, hold down shift while check marking the last one, and then everything in between is checked. Then we'll select one of the songs. I'll just go ahead and select the first one. We can tell it's selected because it's orange. And then we click from the menu here, Library, and move songs to, and just enter that number that we had before, 34.99. We could also try to drag it up, but that's a long way from here, so. And we'll say yes. Now if I want to quickly go to 34.99, I can just type 34.99 into the search box here. Jumps me to that part of the list. And it's right back where it was. The only difference is now they're not missing and I can actually play them. Now this will only work with Song Mixer version 3.5.2 or later. The earlier versions, when you add new music to your library, it automatically saves the library as soon as you're done. It doesn't bring up that box saying, do you want to save now or not? So, now that it's finally done and these are working and I can play the song and everything's good, now it's finally safe to save the library.